Get your Monday motivation and listen to the Let's Love podcast with your host, Lyndell Campbell. Co-host Jess and friends every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where it's all about love, promoting healing and self-love.
Hey, what's up? I always kind of start smiling and cheesing, so don't judge me.
And,
I got all
cracking up laughing. Like, what is that about? Like,
I know.
every single time.
Every time, I know. So y'all got to get used to that. But good evening. Welcome to the Let's Love podcast. I'm your host, Lyndell, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Jess, who is also producing. So tonight we're going to really just get into it. We're going to be honest. We're going to get right to the meat of it. We're going to have some quarantine talks.
Yeah.
You can join the conversations, on our Let's Love podcast, YouTube channel, Facebook page, and IG at Let's Love Podcast. The Let's Love Podcast is a show that really focuses, on promoting healing. And in so many words, I might be, a bald-headed version, chocolate version of Hitch. Y'all know the movie Hitch. So, I'm just saying, trying to help y'all find true love. But tonight, though, we're gonna talk, quarantine talk. The reality of quarantine talk really is just gonna deal with how y'all feeling. How we feeling. We just checking in. So Jess, how you been doing in quarantine? Let's give the people something real. What's up?
I have been surviving and thriving during quarantine. Okay, I have been blessed to still be working, money still coming in. I've also been doing a lot of self-reflection and, and personal healing. I've been reading this awesome book I wanted to share with you. My good friend Jillian sent this book to me. It is called The Magic. And it is a gratitude book. And it basically goes over all these different exercises for gratitude. Yeah. I've also been journaling. I have my little journal here. My favorite.
The journal?
Yes.
I like that green.
Exactly. This is my this is like my spirit color right here. This is what gets me charged. Okay. So I've been doing, all of these, wonderful. I've hit some of my personal goals for myself.
Okay.
I've lost
you're looking
5
good.
pounds.
You're looking like you're glowing. What's going on?
Listen,
5 pounds less?
Yes. Yes. I've done all of that. But, the only problem is, the girl still ain't found, a boo, some love, trying to quarantine and chill. Trying to
trying to quarantine and chill.
Down. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't what it's all.
But it's just, it's because seriously, the first man I see after I leave the house,
how you gonna act?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you this clip. This was gonna happen. This was gonna happen. With the first.
What you wanna do? I'm with whatever. I'm with everything. Like I'm with it all. What you wanna do? I'm with whatever. I'm with everything.
Listen, it's whatever. All of that is going down. I'm just saying. It's really.
It's not gonna be like. It's not gonna be a situation where you're like, "Hey, young good sir. Hey, brother." You ain't gonna do. Oh, okay.
I'm counseling. Okay.
You just.
No, I'm gonna be chill. I'm be chill, but it's just been rough. It's
talking about. It's like that's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna really like dig in there and just find out. So, for me, I definitely gotta agree. But it's definitely opened up so much, to the point where people are not wearing masks. The whole social distancing thing, it seems like it might not be that real for some.
At all.
Yeah. So you touched on being blessed to work and all that good stuff. God, hey, big up to God, because I promise you during the pandemic and you got provision, that's a major blessing. So for me, being able to work on this podcast, being blessed enough to just little by little, put the pieces together, play my part while having a dope ass team. But no, man, just it's blowing my mind a little because I'm thinking they've been telling us for months, yo, man, put a mask on, put a mask on. I've seen people wearing, socks on their face and tampons and diapers and old milk
Bibles,
jugs. And I'm just
everything.
like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, it's like the country is opening back up. And the one thing that I saw that just kind of messed my head up, and I know black people, I love y'all. I love my black people. But the clubs, though,
Mm.
like tear the club up without a mask on.
Listen, and the governor of Georgia just opened up
I ain't
like
gonna
the club,
say
like
that,
really,
dude.
really opened up the club. So
Yo, we got something popping in Atlanta. Let's roll that. Can we roll that? Cause
and a lot of these clubs were, because, Atlanta, that's my second home, peace up, A-Town down. I'm just saying. But, a lot of these clubs are getting away with being open now because they're saying that they're like bar and grills. They're like restaurants and stuff. Because, a lot of these Atlanta clubs, they serve like food. You can go to Magic City and get like one of the best steaks in the country. Like, it's like that real. So, it's really, just crazy to see that this is, what we're dealing with now, and that everybody just basically said, oh, the Rona gone. We about to be up in here, getting lit, having fun, and just enjoying ourselves. But me personally, I know I'm going to be in the house, all the way in the house, till about probably like July, that's my goal. I'm in the house till July. Everybody else, y'all can have outdoors, so everybody, tell us, how long do you plan on staying in the house? Because me, it's going to be about July, unless I find a boo that I'm out. I'm just saying. But right now,
so he gonna get you out.
He gonna get me out. But right now, it's July for me personally. So so Lyndell, when you trying to skedaddle about?
Nope. I was on the phone with my grandmama yesterday. I call her, every day, check on her, say, "What's up, baby? How you doing?" Because that's a huge impact. You know what I'm saying? Being quarantined like everyone else. You're not with family, you're not with your loved ones and all that. But she was like, "You been to church, baby?" I said, no. I was like, "I'm not going to church." I was like, church is everywhere. God is everywhere. She's just like, no, well, okay, if that's how you feel, because she watched her shows faithfully, and I was like, nah. So I'm not gonna go out anytime soon. I'm just gonna watch. I'm like a hunter. I'm saying I'm gonna just be in the bushes.
Oh, that sound a little
Peeking.
I mean, that sound like you trying to look to do something else in the bushes. I'm just saying, I'm a little nervous by that analogy.
In the bushes? You nervous on me in the bushes?
Yes, very, very, very much so. Yes, very, very, very much so.
Nobody. No.
Okay. You sure? Okay. Right. And then, and so many different, things about quarantine now that just make it just makes it frustrating, what I'm saying, to deal with. Like right now, domestic violence during quarantine is just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
The rate went up to 47% for some of these shelters.
I saw that,
that's
man.
Crazy.
Gosh.
And I just feel so bad for these women. Like, you're quarantined with your abuser. You have no place to go.
Can't go nowhere, man.
Right. You might now be out of work. You might now be suffering from unemployment. And so, you're just truly lost. And my heart just really goes out, for these women right now who are dealing with this. And I want to go to a clip. Someone on TikTok, they posted this really, really awesome, amazing clip, to kind of help women in need that need to, get the word out about um, when they're suffering from abuse and their abuser is near them. So let's go to that clip. Let the people see that.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi, I would like to order a pizza.
Ma'am, you're calling 911.
I know. What's your special of the day?
Are you okay, ma'am?
No, it's for delivery. The address is 104 Carver Street.
Ma'am, is there someone I can talk to?
Yes, I will also like a pepperoni pizza.
Police is on their way, ma'am. Meanwhile, can you stay on the phone?
No, thank you. Don't take too long. I'll leave the lights on.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
it's just
Wow.
crazy that it's resorted to that. And I mean, and if you know, or you are someone who is suffering from domestic violence right now, if you know someone, please, have them call 1-800 799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233. They are there to help you. They are there to assist you in this time. And, I'm just constantly praying, for these women who are, truly going through right now during this,
Wow.
quarantine.
Yeah, that's gosh, yeah. I witnessed that growing up. Where my mother, she went through domestic situations. So we'll get into a lot of that later, as far as the impact of being an abuser and being abused, at a later date in some of the podcasts. But a lot of it relates to how men treat women. So that's one of the things that we want to definitely get after. But it looks like let's see, we may have a question here. Let's see. We definitely want to hear from you. So if you have questions, send us your questions. Feel free at letslovepodcast@gmail.com. So one of our viewers, it looks like her name is Alicia. Alicia asks, is it possible for people to find love during quarantine?
Yes. Oh, and just so you know, also sometimes you'll hear us call our viewers lovers because we are lovers of all things. We are lovers of life. We are lovers of love. We are lovers of people. So if you hear us say lovers, don't be alarmed. That's what we're calling.
That's what we're calling you. If you're listening, that's what we're calling you. If you're listening, if you're watching, you could be a thug. You could be sweet as pie. We're considering you a lover. It don't even matter. Thug love, sweet as pie love, whatever. You're a lover. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Look. So I guess Izzy, we'll ask this question to you first. Is it possible to find love during quarantine? Because listen, I need to know what's tea. Well, let me know. What's up?
Is it possible? Yeah, it's very possible to find love, during quarantine. Let's just be, again, let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. Negroes been sliding in DMs before quarantine, right?
Yes.
Guys and girls, maybe more guys, more so guys and girls. So you'd be surprised, that's really what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't really get out, some people still go out and some people still end up meeting, whatever. But sliding in DMs, communicating, conversing, you know what I'm saying? Like spitting game, however you want to put it, right. Is very possible. And that's one of the things that you can do. For me, I've definitely been getting to know because, since that whole car accident thing and light flashing before my eyes, well, I really didn't get to flash because, my eyes were closed and I didn't know. So that kind of sped up, the whole sabbatical I was on, or it's supposed to be for a year. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm like, I came too close to leaving Earth. So I'm like, I just probably need to be open just in case. So, I've been just getting to know, man. And for people I've been able to talk to during quarantine, whether they've been married, whether they've been engaged, or they've been dating. So people have been, finding, love or even a renewed love. So for me, this will be the first time getting to know, a beautiful Black queen And I'm 39, and it's the first time I'm not really toxic. I'm not toxic as I'm getting to know.
So let me get this straight. So you are booed up now during quarantine? Oh, is it?
it,
Oh,
it's it came out of
because
I
I'm
don't know
just
what that sounded like.
because here's I'm just saying because I mean last we checked you were on good sabbatical
Yeah, a good
and you were
sabbatical.
saving yourself and
Mm-hmm.
get in
Saving
touch with
myself for that
with your
that
inner
one.
with your inner God and Shondo,
Yeah,
all that.
yeah, yeah.
But
And that took place. That took place because I'm like, hey, let me before I even try to think about giving myself to any woman in any regard, um, I need to look in that mirror and make sure I love who's in the mirror. I'm like,
Mhm.
because if I don't love who's in the mirror, she's not gonna know who she's loving, and that's really for any woman,
Yeah.
anybody. It's like you gotta spend that time with yourself, and for me, I adapt quick, so I
Mm.
adjust quick. So
Okay.
knowing that, all right, I love myself, I love my brown skin, I love who I am as a man. I love having backbone, but I'm like, I'm gonna have to find that balance, at some point. So
Exactly.
just being open to it, like, yo, God, all right, I didn't try to do it on my own. Like, hey, I'm gonna go find a woman, and then I'm gonna bring her to you and be like, look at what I did. But my mistake was trying to do God's job and then presenting him a woman like, you ain't had to do nothing. Like, I got you. Like,
Right.
you can't help
Exactly.
God out. So, no.
Right. Well, I mean, it must be nice. I mean, because you over there,
Am I glowing a little
all
bit?
LMA, all boot up, you know what I'm
Glowing?
saying? And now I'm over here looking like Pharrell in this good old me, over
Not,
here,
not for
that
real.
I found the other day,
Not for
and
real.
yeah, yeah, put up the meme that I found. I want you to see it because that's how I'm feeling,
That's how you feeling.
right now. And so I'm just annoyed. I'm just
Right?
annoyed
No,
with you.
no, don't be.
I love
No,
you,
no, don't be.
but
Don't
I'm
be.
annoyed with you. Just so you know, because
But that just means it's on the way. If you think about it, that just means it's on the way.
okay,
Because look, just think of what you said at the beginning, right? You smashing goals. You reading more, your books of
yes,
gratitude, and it's like, look. You getting it done. You said you losing 5. You got lost in 5 pounds. You like I'm saying it's it's in the room. It's definitely in the room. Let me see. So I want to let me pull something real quick for the peeps. So
for the people.
for the peoples. So of course if you're looking, watching, listening. Uh, have you been battling? This question is, have you been battling keeping positive vibes during the quarantine? Like, yeah, definitely. Sometimes I'm a space cadet. You know how men do that thing where they just kind of
He just
squirrel,
completely blacked
squirrel.
out. Listen, he does this to me all the time in our one-on-one conversations. He kind of just black out. He'll come back. It's fine, people. Just listen, keep the
Okay,
party going. But
it's okay.
last week was really hard for quarantine.
Of
It
course.
was just emotional across the board when dealing with just not only quarantine, but just situations, just going on,
Of course. Of course.
in the world right now. So, so what are the things that are helping you to cope, Izzy, during this time?
Um,
I get so scared asking Izzy questions, especially when he
don't
starts
be,
laughing
don't be, no.
because
Because first of all, y'all gonna find out. I'm crazy as hell. So, I'm random and I speak my mind, I speak my heart and all of that. But sometimes I'm one of those people that you just can't put on speakerphone, like
you can't.
ever, like ever. So no, what I've been doing is, I got some books. I got about I think I got like 10 books. Yeah, I got like 10 books. Um, I think I started reading one of them. My goal is to be at least done. My goal is to be done.
So were you there when you were reading? I'm just
You
saying,
know,
like, what do you mean you think?
I don't know what it is. And I know, we got to educate ourselves and we got to, do these different things. But I was like, man, I want to read 10 books by the end of the year. What better time than quarantine, right? You quarantine. So that's something I've been doing. I'm always self-reflective. I'm always thinking about, my past, what I've done, whether I was a hoe or not. And it's just one of those things that, you come to the conclusion like, yo, I can really finish these books and not be a hoe. So I'm going to stick to myself and
Why?
I'm going to look for one good woman and just settle my black ass down because
Because why does you finish a book got
there's a
anything
correlation.
with you being a hoe though? Like, I'm just so
There's a
confused.
correlation. Somebody out there somewhere, you listening, you watching. There's a correlation because look, you all right. I'll do this way. You got to distract yourself.
Okay.
So what about you? How
Um,
you dealt with? Of course, you're like, you got your things you've been working on, all that good stuff. But how have you really dealt with it? Because you said I'm mad.
you know,
I'm a little frustrated, which is okay, which is justified.
exactly. I mean, the biggest thing for me, is really just first going to the Father, and praying and just, really just centering, myself, taking it easy on myself because a lot of people tend to want to be like super uber, productive. They feel like, oh, if I'm not doing this or if I'm not doing that, if I didn't lose weight, if I didn't achieve this goal, if I didn't read 10 books, then, I failed and I didn't use this downtime wisely. And that's not the case. Like, no, you can be better to yourself
Yeah.
in all types of ways. And
It's
that
hard
is
for a lot of people, man.
exactly.
It's hard.
Because a lot of people don't know how to take care of themselves. They know how to take care of others, but they don't know how to take care of themselves. And so sometimes that just means, taking that time to say, it is okay today to not do shit. It is okay today to be a bum. It is okay today to take a nap. I am fine.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I'm going to try again and
Right.
we're going to be good.
And then you ask yourself, like, hey, I don't know what day it is today, but I don't know if I showered or not. And that's all right.
That's okay.
I don't know. I don't even know if I showered.
Hopefully you by yourself stinking, but if you not, it's okay. Everybody will have to deal.
If you got a quarantine boo, when y'all smacking bellies, it's
Please.
gonna smell like.
Don't nobody want to smell
it. But no. Seriously, no. If you again, just listening, you're tuning in. Like she said, it's really okay. You have a right to be frustrated. You have a right to feel how you feel because, all of us are feeling it. All of us are feeling it.
Exactly. And, we just want to make sure, to our viewers, we really want you, to chime in and tell us, how you're feeling. What are the different things that you're doing to cope that we haven't, thought of, come up with or whatever, tell us how you're doing, so make sure you hit us up. Let's Love Podcast at gmail.com. Once again, that's Let's Love Podcast at gmail.com. And you can
the
also
comment section too. You can jump in them comment sections.
Jump
for
in
real.
the comments. On Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. Let us know. We want to know. Because, hey, me and Izzy, we'll try some of this stuff out. Now it can't be too freaky or nothing. I mean, Izzy might because we're nasty. But me,
wow.
I'm saying.
Wow. So now
can't and shan't be me. But Izzy, he nasty, so he gonna do all of that.
I'm gonna be the one. No. Why I gotta be the sexual sacrificial lamb? Like I'm just put me on out there on a tray lathered up in coconut oil and everybody what? You just no.
Y'all don't want to know how much coconut oil this man go through. I'm just saying.
Listen, man, I would rather be safe than,
Oh my God. No, and that's fine. And that's fine.
Get a coconut oil
And
sponsor. Hey, if you're listening and you got organic coconut oil and it smells like coconut oil,
don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
go ahead and be a sponsor. It's all right.
Oh my God. But as we bring, the show close today. Yes, we laugh and joke or whatever stuff, but we really want you guys, to come on this journey with us, and share, your issues, the things that that are going on with you, the things that you're coming against, because we're all about healing, of oneself in order for us to be better to everybody. So share with us what's going on. We're going to navigate through the best ways to heal ourselves, heal each other, and it's just going to be one big love fest. I'm excited.
Speaking of love fest, one big love fest. You had to have caught that Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. I think they made one of them faces. Like, yo, did you catch it? Like,
oh my God,
you had to.
I need you to understand. These versus battles have been giving me life, and that one in particular.
Yeah.
Those queens right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jilly from Philly.
I just need y'all to go. I just need y'all to see the amazingness.
You gonna show them?
Just a little snippet, just a little bit.
Just a little, just
amazing it was. Yes.
Yes. Nice. I'm feeling kind of hungry. Cause my high is going down.
Yes, so that,
Brilliant.
so turn it back up for me. Uh-oh, we got the Teddy Riley echo.
So Michelle Obama's in the building.
Who in the building?
Michelle Obama.
No, Miss Obama's in the building.
Hello, darling.
Miss Obama.
Listen. Oh my God. I've seen all of the versus battles. But that one by far, I mean, my neighbors was mad at me because I was singing, dancing, I mean, just everything. Those
you was doing it all.
I mean, those queens hit almost 1 billion impressions, for that battle, and they did it with love. They affirmed each other the whole entire time. They just sold into each other with just love and light. I mean, it's really what you just needed to see. It was just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean, I just can't say too many words about it. I mean, so if you haven't caught some of these battles, check them out. Because
you got to.
I think they
for
do
real.
a very good job of bringing people together.
For real. And so with that, let me just let me zero in on you. Hey love. Hey love. I know we call y'all lovers, but hey love. It's okay, again, if you're not in a space of gratitude, every waking moment. Go ahead and be pissed. Go ahead and be resentful. Be frustrated. You name it. Feel it. Let it flow. Then get back centered. To the point where that you're becoming more in tune. You're coming back to yourself. Return to yourself. If that makes sense. Love, return to yourself. If you hear nothing else, love, return to yourself, so that you can vibrate, at the frequency that that you're supposed to vibrate at. So when you watch that versus battle between Jill and Erykah, come on, like parts of you had to have returned to yourself without question. You know what I'm saying? So you're human. It's all right. But you definitely still love at the end of the day. That makes sense? Oh, man. Is that way to rewatch?
I'm
that?
sorry, my bad. You got to stop singing because I'm just an instant little baby twerk real quick because so I got to bring
left cheek, right cheek.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
One
But
more.
no.
Okay, I'm done.
All right,
I'm done.
You got it. Get it out. But no, family, it's really come full circle for us, and we're definitely excited about, again, just the time we get to spend with y'all, connecting. Again, drop everything in those comment sections. Make sure you follow us. But this is just one of the things that, again, is true to our hearts. We've been ready to rock this thing out. And again, make sure you catch us every Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself, Lyndell, my lovely co-host with the left cheek, right cheek twerking abilities, producer Jess.
Yes, like, share, subscribe. Let's Love Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, IG. That's Let's Love Podcast. Once again, Let's Love Podcast. Email us all your questions, comments, concerns at Let's Love Podcast at gmail.com.
For real. So we want y'all to walk into your weeks just a little something like this. Go on and roll that clip.
Hold tight.
You've been tuned into the Let's Love Podcast with your host, relationship coach, Lyndell Campbell. Follow him on Instagram at Let's Love by Lyndell. And co-host producer Jess. Follow her on Instagram at Jessa the Truth. Follow the Let's Love Podcast on Facebook and YouTube at Let's Love Podcast. The Let's Love Podcast is brought to you by Miss Minnie Media, Media Concept Solutions, The Truth Lifestyle Management Group, Let's Love LLC, and Fly Heavy Media LLC. You've been tuned